welcome back to another episode of A Terrible Creepypasta. Today, we're going to be reading a story by the name of Sonic's Pentagram. Today, I am joined by the two losers in my basement, Last Planet 115 and JD Flyle. Without further ado, I suppose we better just start reading. It all began when Michael, a 5-year-old gamer and a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog.
The story's already unrealistic. Sonic fan.
Yes, Sonic fan. Had been told stories by his parents. Stories about his parents playing Mario on their Nintendo and Pac-Man on their old Atari 2600 when they were kids.
I love how the word Atari 2600, it's 26 and then the word 100 instead of 2600.
Although Michael's parents, told many stories, were angry and abusive toward their son. Of course, because every kid needs to be abused in order for them to be sympathetic. One Sunday, Michael's parents were fast asleep with earplugs on and put a sign on their door that said, "Do not disturb." What does that mean? It's like wouldn't it be easier just to tell Michael not to fucking disturb them? Instead, you just put a sign up. Apparently,
Do people sleep with earplugs?
Michael loved to play Sonic Unleashed. He's already messed up there. Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations on his.
Also has commas in it.
Yeah. At least this one has commas in it.
But not one before that.
Michael loved to play Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, and Sonic Generations. So that must be why his parents abused him up. On his Xbox, look at the awful way spelled Xbox.
Box.
Like Xbox
360.
Space 60. So it's it's X version box. The third one, version 60.
Yeah, so it's version 60 apparently. But I had a strong curiosity for classic games. Sonic was playing Sonic Generations, fighting the Egg Dragoon boss. While he was doing so, he beat Eggman's machine and decided to turn off the console. Michael, out of boredom and curiosity,
he was bored playing Sonic?
Attic.
What?
Okay, wait. Michael, out of boredom and curiosity, was tempted to go out to the attic and retrieve one of the old systems for himself.
And he went into the attic and he found a Game Boy cartridge that said Godzilla, the series.
Yeah, he found a Game Boy. And retrieved one of the old systems for himself. But his parents had told him not to so many times. But he was a sensitive little boy. But
what correlation does that have with the previous sentence?
I don't know. It just says, he was a sensitive little boy. But Michael, knowing that his parents were fast asleep, decided to attempt to sneak into the attic and retrieve the old Nintendo and Atari his parents used to play. Michael then got up and walked out his door and walked toward the attic stairs. He felt a slight cold breeze come over him, and it reeked of the stench of a dead rodent. Michael looked around to see almost nothing. Nothing but one box. It appeared to be entirely open, so he looked into the opening. Michael hoped it would be full of several game systems, but it only contained one. That red Sega Genesis. Good sentence. Okay, I need to come up with a voice for Michael. My parents never played the Nintendo or the Atari, he thought to himself.
Stupid kid, what if they just didn't keep the systems?
Yeah. Thought to himself to take the old systems downstairs. Anyways, only out of curiosity for the classic games. But when Michael picked up the system, it didn't feel old. It felt like it had just been recently used.
What? How does it? What? How do you tell the difference?
Yeah, it's like how do you tell? Is he fucking Albert Einstein or some shit? Being young, this didn't put any sort of strange feeling into Michael's head. Why would it? Michael saw that there was something under the systems. It was an old Sega game that read, he spelled red like R-E-D, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Can I voice Michael?
Yeah, sure, voice Michael.
Oh boy, an old Sonic game!
Sonic. Okay, that's a good voice. He thought to himself. Michael decided to take the Sega downstairs and play Sonic. Even though he was young, Michael was able to figure out how to plug in the codes.
He's 5 years old.
Yeah, I think any 5-year-old would know how to do that. He turned on the TV and waited for the Sega to load. Upon loading the game, it seemed normal. Michael plugged in the Sonic game and proceeded to wait for the game to load.
I'm so excited. My meat hurts to know.
You should look into a voice acting career, JD. Said Michael. Michael then saw the game load. It was Sonic the Hedgehog. It was the Sonic the Hedgehog title screen with Green Hill Zone in the background. As the game loaded, Michael started off at what stage 1, Green Hill Zone. Michael saw a classic pixelated Sonic and proceeded to move around with him. As Sonic ran into enemies, he lost some wings but jumped on them to kill them.
Just in case you haven't played the original Sonic before.
Just in case you haven't.
Just in case.
Just in case you don't know how Sonic works. He lost some wings but jumped on them to kill them. Out of the enemies came no animals, but the enemies just turned gray and lay on the ground. Michael thought this was to be in the original game, as he never played it before, so he proceeded on. Michael then went stage through stage of Green Hill Zone levels, until he got to the egg wrecking ball boss. Michael saw that Robotnik had a sad look on his face, as if he was about to die, but just ignored this and proceeded on. Michael kept on jumping on the green rods, and jumped into the wrecking ball machine several times until it was destroyed, and said that Michael won the fight. Michael then saw Eggman running away and crying, a text box popping up. Hey Wes, do you want to voice Eggman?
Yeah. You devil, you just had to torment me again.
Michael didn't ignore this. He started crying, and his parents didn't hear him. Michael closed his eyes and cried for 10 minutes until he opened.
Do you know how hard it would be to cry for 10 minutes straight?
Yeah, it's like.
It's Sonic, it's traumatizing.
The Sonic game is traumatizing. Until he opened his eyes, and as he slowly looked up, he saw something gruesome. He saw that the Green Hill Zone was grey with mist surrounding it. But the worst new feature was Sonic. Oh no, he had no eyes, just hollow, dark sockets, and he was grey.
Wow.
Oh boy, that's
that sounds
Creepypasta bingo.
That sounds so original.
Sonic looked dead, and so did the enemies walking around the zone. Michael felt uneasy, but was intrigued to keep playing. Michael proceeded to try to jump to move Sonic. He just wouldn't move. A text box then appeared saying, "Destroy the game, Michael, or he'll come for you too." Michael felt frightened, but kept trying to move Sonic with tears running down his cheeks. Tears running down his cheeks and confusion running through his mind. Now another text box appeared saying, "Stop trying to save me. He'll come for me, but he won't be able to come to you. Just destroy the game." Michael then felt this was real.
"Who is coming?"
asked Michael. Sonic just stood there, smiling at Michael. Wait, what? Then another text box appeared saying, "You're going to be okay, old buddy." Michael
Hey, they
then
used
saw.
your correctly.
Yeah, you're going to be okay, old buddy. Michael then saw something pop up behind Sonic. It was a dark figure with horns, wings, and claws. Goodbye, ... Sonic said through the TV speakers.
Wow,
dark,
they were able to put that on cartridge. Impressive.
yeah. The dark figure then stabbed Sonic with its claws and began to absorb him. In about 3 minutes, the figure looked like
He
a little
watched for
Sonic.
3 minutes?
Wait, he
That
waited
happened for
for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. The
So
figure looked like a little
impressive.
Sonic, but something was entirely different. Sonic was completely dark with red glowing eyes. His razor-sharp teeth came from his mouth with a menacing smile. He stared at Michael. Michael started crying and screaming as Sonic began to speak. It says, "Hello, you fat little fuck. I just want to eat your soul."
Who are you? What did you do with Sonic?
What did you do with Sonic?
Sonic stood there for a few seconds, smiled with his razor-sharp teeth, and began to speak. Michael, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Satan. Now just lend yourself over and we can work this out.
What happened with Sonic?
At this point, the morbid Green Hill Zone changed to a stage full of volcanoes, lakes of fire, and demons. Sonic smiled as the demon ripped the dead-looking Sonic apart. In the background were voices uttering an unspeakable language. Michael, at this point, went up to his desk and got his wooden cross.
Oh no. Bring Sonic back in the name of...
But before Michael could proceed, Sonic screamed in a monstrous voice. He didn't turn the console off. Sonic screamed in a monstrous voice, and his cross fell apart in two. Michael then began to feel threatened only now, and screamed prayers as Sonic screamed, "Satanis ex mortis."
At this point, Sonic screamed,
Stop!
But this was a different voice. Then, a gray text box appeared saying, "Destroy the damn console." I told you he'll come for you. Then it began to rain outside of Michael's house, and Sonic began to take the form of a more sinister creature. Blood ran from his mouth, and he was devouring the corpse of Dr. Urbanic mercilessly. Michael then slew up and got very sick. Sonic just laughed maniacally and proceeded to rip apart the bodies of what seemed to be the bodies of Knuckles and Tails. Demons went up to them and began devouring the body. Michael then picked up the console and threw it on the ground. The game stopped, but Michael saw the TV with a message on it.
Thanks for the soul, Michael. You really helped out.
The message also had a red 5-pointed star facing down on it. And that's the end. That's the end of the story.
I give that a good 7 out of 10, the bad creepypasta scale.
So, pretty much, it's like, I guess this wasn't like necessarily that bad. Like it's definitely one of the better ones I've read so far. The grammar seems to be good for the most part. However, there are some things that don't exactly make sense per se. They're just random shit or some fucking. Some of the also wording is also off, like the Xbox section, like Xbox 360 and like Atari 100 or some shit. So I'd say this wasn't necessarily that bad, but it's still pretty bad. So what did you guys think about it?
Pretty solid story. I mean, for bad creepypasta, had a good beginning, climax, and then end. It hit most of the creepypasta bingo points.
There's a lot of cliches in there, like demons, like Sonic for some reason does random shit, I guess. A lot of cliches, pretty much. So that's it. Last, what do you think of it exactly? Last, are you there?
Satan is edgy and cool, right?
Yes, Satan is edgy and cool. I'm totally not emo, guys. Please like me, please. Anyways, that's been this episode of A Terrible Creepypasta, I guess.